The explosion shattered the stained glass windows. Screaming filled Grace Community Church. 300 families were trapped inside during morning worship. 44-year-old Mark Williams was reading Bible stories to toddlers when he heard the gunfire and instantly knew. This wasn't random violence. This was coordinated terror. And Sunday school had just become a combat zone. To understand this identity shift and protection story, you need to know what Mark Williams was hiding, why a gentle Sunday school teacher suddenly had 12 years of Navy SEAL training kick in, and how he crossed the line between faith and force during that terror attack. Everything would change. Welcome to Hidden Legends. Before diving into this incredible story, tell me in the comments which city you're watching from today. And if you believe stories like these deserve to be told, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Mark Williams looked exactly like what he was supposed to be, a 44-year-old, calm, loving Sunday school teacher. Brown hair, warm smile, the gentle voice tone that children loved. For 6 years, he'd been serving 4 to 6-year-old children at Grace Community Church. Every Sunday morning at 9 a.m., he was in his classroom with colorful books, toys, and a bag full of patience. The children called him Teacher Mark. Bible stories, crafts, simple songs about Jesus. A peaceful environment where 20 little faces looked at him with trust, trying to learn from him. The church community loved Mark. Gentle spirit, servant heart, always volunteering. A single man living alone, dedicated to his work, humble. Nobody questioned his past, but there was something nobody knew. Mark Williams's CV had 12 missing years, 2000 to 2012 U.S. Navy SEAL teams, special forces, counterterrorism, close protection operations. During those 12 years, Mark had fought against terrorist organizations in the world's most dangerous regions: Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria. High-value target operations, hostage rescue, anti-terrorism missions. But Mark had kept this past buried for 12 years, until the attack at Grace Community Church reminded him of those old skills. When Mark Williams joined the Navy at 22, he was just a kid from a working-class neighborhood in Chicago, but his physical fitness, mental toughness, and protective instincts were exceptional. He passed BUD/S training and earned SEAL qualification. Mark's specialty was close protection and counterterrorism, protecting civilian populations, preventing terrorist attacks, resolving hostage situations. First deployment, Iraq. Mark's team conducted counterterrorism operations in civilian areas, churches, schools, hospitals, protecting soft targets that were terrorist objectives. Second deployment, Afghanistan. High-value target operations, eliminating terrorist leaders, hostage rescue missions. Mark's team completed 47 successful operations. Final deployment, Syria. The most dangerous assignment, fighting ISIS precursor groups, civilian protection missions, preventing church and school bombings. This experience showed Mark that terrorists deliberately target innocent people, especially children, religious gatherings, community centers, psychological warfare through attacking sanctuaries. Mark's final assignment changed everything. They were trying to prevent a terrorist attack during Sunday service at a Christian church. Intelligence was exact. 3 suicide bombers, 200+ civilians, children's choir performing. Mark's team arrived 3 minutes before the attack. They neutralized 2 bombers, but the third one detonated in the children's area. 23 children died, including a 6-year-old girl Mark was trying to protect. That day destroyed Mark emotionally. He'd spent 12 years protecting people, but couldn't save those children. Survivor's guilt, PTSD, loss of faith, medical discharge for psychological trauma. Mark couldn't continue military operations. Mark's recovery process involved finding faith again. Therapy, spiritual counseling, slow healing. Christianity gave him purpose, not through violence, but through service. Church volunteer work was therapeutic. Working with children helped heal trauma. Teaching Bible stories, showing love, creating safety. He joined Grace Community Church in 2018. The Sunday school teacher position was a perfect fit, protecting and nurturing children, but through love instead of weapons. 6 years of peaceful service. Mark never mentioned his military background. The church family knew him as a gentle, caring teacher. But those SEAL skills never disappeared. Always scanning for threats, always positioning for protection, always ready. November 12th, Sunday, 9 a.m. Mark was in his normal Sunday routine. Children's Sunday school classroom, 20 kids ages 4 to 6, Bible story about the Good Shepherd. Jesus loves all his sheep, Mark narrated in his gentle voice. He protects them and keeps them safe. Children sitting in a circle, listening intently. Emma, 5, Joshua 4, Sarah, 6. Mark knew every child's name, personality, family situation. At 9:15 a.m., the main service started upstairs. 300-plus families, choir singing, Pastor Johnson preaching. Peaceful Sunday morning worship. Mark's classroom was downstairs, separate wing, isolated from the main sanctuary. Perfect for children's activities, but also vulnerable. At 9:23 a.m., Mark heard an unusual sound. Not church music, not normal Sunday activity. His SEAL training automatically activated threat assessment. Vehicle engines outside, multiple coordinated arrival, footsteps, tactical, deliberate, Mark's instincts screaming danger. Then, the explosion shattered the sanctuary windows. The first explosion came from the main sanctuary. Smoke, screaming, chaos upstairs. Mark immediately knew. Coordinated terrorist attack, multiple entry points, civilian target. Children started crying. What was that noise, Teacher Mark? Mark's demeanor instantly changed. 12 years of military training overcame 6 years of gentle teaching. Threat assessment, tactical thinking, protection priority. Children, we're going to play a special hiding game, Mark said, voice still calm but commanding. Everyone needs to be very quiet and follow exactly what I say. Mark moved with sudden efficiency. Locked classroom door, turned off lights, moved children to safest corner, away from windows, behind solid walls. Second explosion from Fellowship Hall, third from Children's Wing entrance. Mark realized terrorists were systematically targeting different areas. This wasn't random. This was planned to maximize casualties, including children. His radio app picked up police scanner. Multiple armed suspects. Grace Community Church, estimated 200-plus hostages, children involved. Mark's SEAL training provided immediate tactical assessment, 3 terrorist teams, professional coordination, systematic target elimination. Children's area specifically targeted police response time, 8 to 12 minutes, his 20 kids, immediate danger, his responsibility. Time for Sunday school teacher to disappear, time for Navy SEAL to return. Navy SEAL training automatically kicked in, 12-year-old muscle memory suddenly operational. Threat assessment, terrorist count, 3 teams, estimated 9 to 12 operatives. Weapons, automatic rifles, explosives, systematic attack plan. Civilian count, 300-plus adults, 50-plus children in various locations. Tactical advantage, Mark knows building layout. Terrorists don't primary mission, protect 20 children in his immediate care. Mark had trained for exactly this scenario. Terrorist attacks on religious targets, children as primary victims, single operator civilian protection. Syria, flashback, same attack pattern, same targeting strategy. ISIS tactics applied to American church. Children, listen to Teacher Mark very carefully, he said, voice carrying new authority. We need to stay very quiet and safe until the police come. Mark moved with tactical precision. Barricaded door with heavy furniture, created defensive position, established escape route through classroom emergency exit. But Mark realized basement classroom was a tactical trap. Only one exit, easy to corner, difficult to evacuate children quickly. Mark made a command decision, stay and defend position or attempt evacuation to safer area. His training said, never move civilians during active threat unless absolutely necessary. But his intuition said, terrorists specifically targeting children's areas. They'll find this classroom. Mark accessed emergency supplies he'd secretly placed in the classroom over months. Not teacher supplies, tactical equipment, first aid kit, emergency radio, tactical flashlight. Church security never knew, but Mark had been quietly preparing for this exact scenario for 6 years. Children, we're going to take a special trip, Mark announced calmly. "Hold hands, stay together, be very quiet like little mice." Mark opened the emergency exit, direct access to playground behind church, evacuation route he'd mentally rehearsed hundreds of times. But as they prepared to move, footsteps approached the classroom. Heavy boots, tactical movement, terrorist teams sweeping children's wing. Mark faced an impossible choice. Evacuate children into the open, vulnerable to crossfire, or defend classroom position, trapped if overwhelmed. Door handle turned, locked, but not for long. Mark made a decision that defined his character. He would stand between evil and innocence, regardless of personal cost. "Children, go to the back corner and close your eyes. Whatever happens, don't look. Teacher Mark will keep you safe. Voice outside, children inside. Break it down." Mark positioned himself between door and children. No weapons except tactical training and 12 years of experience fighting exactly these enemies. The door splintered open. 3 armed terrorists entered the classroom, expecting a helpless Sunday school teacher and defenseless children. Instead, they found a Navy SEAL defending his mission. Mark moved with lethal precision. 12 years of close-quarters combat training, tactical superiority through positioning, systematic threat elimination. First terrorist through door. Mark controlled weapon, disarmed, neutralized with non-lethal force. Professional, efficient, silent. Second terrorist responded to threat. Mark used classroom environment tactically, furniture as barriers, space as weapon, advanced hand-to-hand combat. Third terrorist attempted to target children. Mark intercepted, full combat mode. This wasn't a training exercise. This was protection of innocence. Total engagement time, 47 seconds. 3 terrorists neutralized, weapons secured, children safe. Mark returned to the children, who had followed instructions, eyes closed, huddled together. "Okay, little ones, the bad men are gone. You're safe now." Children opened their eyes to see Teacher Mark, calm and reassuring, but somehow different, stronger, more confident. "Teacher Mark, were you scared?" Emma asked. "No, sweetheart, because protecting you is what I do." Law enforcement arrived to find the situation under control. 3 terrorists in the children's wing neutralized, children safe, no casualties in Mark's area. Main sanctuary and fellowship hall, different story. Casualties, wounded, chaos, but children's wing, secure. SWAT team leader Captain Rodriguez approached Mark. "Sir, situation report. 3 suspects neutralized, non-lethal force. 20 children safe and accounted for. Weapons secured, area cleared." Captain Rodriguez studied Mark carefully. "Sir, are you law enforcement?" "Former military, Navy SEAL, retired 2012. Silence from entire law enforcement team." "SEAL? You've been working as a Sunday school teacher?" Mark nodded. "Different mission, same objective. Protect the innocent." Children gathered around Mark, confused but trusting. They didn't understand what happened, but they knew Teacher Mark kept them safe. FBI counterterrorism agent Sarah Chen arrived and reviewed the scene. Professional neutralization, minimal force, 0 child casualties. This is textbook counterterrorism. Mark was uncomfortable with the attention. Just did what needed to be done. "Mr. Williams, you saved 20 children's lives and prevented a massacre. Emergency operations completed. Children safe, reunited with families. Terrorists neutralized, church secure." Pastor Johnson approached Mark. "Mark, I don't understand. Who are you really?" Mark looked at children being embraced by grateful parents, 6 years of hiding over in one morning. "Navy SEAL, 2000 to 2012. Counterterrorism specialist. I left military service to find peace, found it teaching children about love. Church families gathering around Mark, parents whose children he'd saved, congregation members who never suspected." "Why didn't you tell us?" asked Jennifer Martinez, Emma's mother. "Because war doesn't belong in Sunday school. Children should learn about love, not violence." "But today you used violence to protect love," observed Pastor Johnson. Mark considered this. Today, evil came to hurt children, My faith teaches me to protect the innocent. My training gave me tools to do it. Mark, you've been serving our children for 6 years. We trusted you with their hearts and minds. Today, we learned we also trusted you with their lives. Mark nodded quietly. Same mission, different methods. Whether teaching Bible stories or stopping terrorists, I protect children. The story spread nationally. Sunday school teacher's Navy SEAL past saves 20 children from terror attack. Mark declined interviews, but the church community rallied around him. Grace Community Church Pastor Johnson, public statement, Mark Williams exemplifies Christian warrior, someone who loves peace but stands ready to defend the innocent. Parents of rescued children organized appreciation service. Emma's parents, Mark saved our daughter's life. We never knew our Sunday school teacher was a hero. Joshua's father, my son talks about how teacher Mark kept them safe. That's all that matters. Mark's response, I'm the same person I've always been, Sunday school teacher who loves these children. FBI agent Chen briefed media. Mr. Williams's military training prevented what could have been a devastating attack on children. His quick thinking and professional response saved multiple lives. Grace Community Church created a new position, Director of Security and Children's Safety. Mark's expertise was officially recognized while maintaining his Sunday school role. Mark began training church security teams nationwide. Faith communities need protection plans. Evil targets innocent gatherings, but prepared people can stop evil. Training session example, security isn't about fear, it's about love. We protect what we love. Children, families, communities of faith. Other churches requested Mark for consultation on children's safety. Sunday schools need security awareness without losing innocence. We can be both loving and prepared. Federal agencies consulted Mark for religious facility security. Houses of worship face unique threats. Protection must balance security with spiritual openness. But Mark remained humble. I'm still teacher Mark. I read Bible stories and teach children about Jesus. Everything else is just background. Church families now see Mark differently. Children still call him Teacher Mark, but parents understand he's their guardian as well as educator. Today, Mark Williams still teaches Sunday school at Grace Community Church, still reads Bible stories, still helps children understand God's love, still serves with gentle spirit. His story inspired national conversation about hidden protectors in faith communities, veterans who serve quietly in churches, schools, and volunteer organizations. Mark established Shepherd's Protection Program, training church workers to recognize threats and protect children while maintaining loving environments. Jesus said, "Feed my sheep." Sometimes that means spiritual food. Sometimes it means standing between wolves and lambs. The 20 children Mark protected still attend his Sunday school. Emma, now 6. Teacher Mark keeps us safe and teaches us about Jesus. Mark's response, same mission. Love children, protect children, help them know they're precious to God. Some legends wear military uniforms. Some legends wear simple clothes and read Bible stories. Some legends prove that the greatest warriors are those who fight for love, not hatred, who use strength to protect weakness, who transform swords into shields for the innocent. Here at Hidden Legends, we believe these stories honor both service and faith, showing how skills forged in war can serve peace, how strength can serve gentleness, how warriors can become teachers without losing their protective hearts. Tell us in the comments. From which city are you watching? Have you encountered someone in your faith community whose background surprised you? If Mark's story moved you, like this video and subscribe to Hidden Legends. Turn on notifications because we share stories of real heroes living ordinary lives every single day. Remember, your Sunday school teacher, your youth leader, your church volunteer might carry experiences that prepared them to be exactly who you need them to be. Until we meet in the next Hidden Legends video.